Hey Team First 15, what's up? Jared again, back for more stuff rugby related. Surprise, surprise, right? We're going to talk today a little bit about overhead pressing and how that relates to a line out lifter. I've been on both ends of the line out lift, both up in the air and lifting. I was a little bit better at lifting, so that gives me a little bit better insight on what's going on. But this should help either way because it's my belief as a rugby coach as well that you should be able to lift and jump if you're going to be in a line out and if a line out's going to work effectively. So stay tuned and thanks for joining. So one thing that I want to make very clear that if you're overhead pressing, you should be sure that your shoulder function is good. Go see a coach that knows what they're talking about when it comes to overhead movement, how that relates to the scapula, the shoulder blades, and making sure that you don't have any issues going on in there that's going to cause you real harm if you start to get a little heavy on any of your overhead variations. So that's just one thing I wanted to bring for you guys for caution. One of the more known overhead pressing variations for line-out lifting that I like and find very, very transferable to the field is a push press. A push press is more of a power move than it is a strength move, so it should be done in lower-ish reps, not so much high reps. 8 and 10s, you can probably throw those out. Looking at 5 or less probably with these. So this is what they look like for me. Stay tight, stay tight. Chin back so you don't smack yourself in the face. Dip, push overhead. So obviously a close cousin to the push press is a strict overhead press or a military press, and that is something that can involve a little bit more higher reps because you're not going for explosiveness, you're going for good form and to be sure that you finish overhead. Similar stuff, head back, keep my abs and my butt tight. Try and get my elbow in line with my ear. One thing that you can do for both this and the push press is to substitute with kettlebells or dumbbells. Some people's shoulders are probably okay to go overhead, but the being locked in on a bar can sometimes just bring that little bit extra discomfort that you don't want. And we're not going for discomfort here, we're going for performance on the field. So substituting for kettlebells and dumbbells is not cheating. It's another way to get the job done. That's all it is. So another variation that I like for overhead that gives you a real hard stopping point, and if you've been following me long enough, you've probably seen me do this. It's a rack Viking press. You want the handle to be right around chin height. I usually go split stance just to take it easy on my lower back, especially if any of you have lower back issues. Grab the handle wherever I feel comfortable. You can go here, you can go right in front, middle, doesn't matter. Press, lean into a little bit to get overhead. Eyes forward. Just like a good line out lifter, eyes always stay forward, they never go up. So another overhead variation I really like is an overhead carry. There are going to be times as a line out lifter you're going to have to hold your jumper up there for a little longer than you used to. So having some sort of isolation hold built into your program is going to help you get used to that. And I like the overhead carry because it incorporates a little bit of movement and stability on top of it. I've got a pair of 12 kgs here. Press overhead, hold myself tight, make sure my elbows are extended, knuckles to the ceiling and walk nice and under control. The kettlebells are flailing around, you're doing it wrong. Start conservative with those, build up as you feel more confident with them and feel stronger. This is one I probably stole from my buddy Mike Anderson. He definitely yanked it off somebody else, I don't know who, but so ask him where he got it from. The last exercise of choice today is thrusters. There's many different variations of thrusters, just like all these other things. There's many different variations of them. More than one way to skin a cat, as they say. My personal favorite is the see-it thruster with a landmine. If you notice, front lifters, very front lifters, often in rugby, are stuck in a squatting stance for a little while. Not all of them get to move around and come from that quarter, half squat position. A lot of them are very, very low for a long time. So getting used to being down there and being very explosive after being down there for a second or two does take a little bit of doing. So I think this is good training for that. I got a medium box and a tall box. I'm gonna start myself with my feet, as I might do a squat with. Lean forward just a little bit. I'm gonna take the pressure off. I'm not lifting it up yet. I'm gonna take the pressure off just a little bit and drive. Okay? Tense, take the pressure off a little bit. Drive. Should be snappy. This is another power movement. It shouldn't be something that takes you 8-10 reps. If you feel like you can do 8 to 10 reps, it's probably too light of a weight. Tight. Drop. Okay? Takes a little get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's a really effective thing.